Hey, what's up guys? It's Marf and welcome back to another Asphalt news video. Today we have a lot of stuff to talk about. There wasn't really a specific topic that the devs talked about in their dev chat for this time, so I split it up into a couple different sections, and there's a lot to go over here, so I'm not going to cover every little detail. If you'd like to look at every little thing that they mention, it'll be in the Discord in the developer chat section, but otherwise let's get into it. So the first section I have here is about the shop. And I was really happy to hear that they're going to do a complete revamp of the shop, not only for the looks, but also for how the shop works. So they're looking to add a For You section, which will be curated based on your garage level. So kind of like how the Legend store is now, it changes for your garage level. The section will be sort of similar in that sense. Now, speaking of the Legend shop, that will also be updated with newer content. It's been a while since they updated it, and they've acknowledged that they, haven't updated it for a while. So hopefully we'll see newer cars in the Legend shop. Now, this isn't part of the shop itself, but they are looking to add a new currency, which will be introduced for the Club Wars update. Now, don't worry, I'll explain it, but this currency will be given out in a Club Wars and multiplayer setting, so it'll be used for those things specifically, and it'll be used in the shop instead of giving you direct rewards, not only in the Club Wars section, but also for multiplayer. Now, this shop section will have contextualized items, kind of like the Legend store, so it'll help your progress instead of just being random items that you don't need. This will replace the packs, so it's not going to be a nerf to your rewards in multiplayer, but it's actually going to be nice because it'll give you options for what you want to do with that currency instead of getting, like I said, a random reward that you don't actually need. So going back to the Legend store for a sec, they're looking to increase the number of items from 6 to 10. They said that's a possibility, and also they might add a discount for buying bulk items instead of just like buying 5 at a time and not getting any discount, which is really useful if you are very close to starting up a car and you need those 5 blueprints, but now you'll hopefully be able to get a discount on that. And lastly, for the shop section, Legend Pass cars will be coming back in events instead of in the shop, but it is possible that some Legend Pass cars will be in the shop in the future, but they'll go on a case-by-case basis for which cars they want to be added to that. So now for some random stuff, and mostly this will be for decals and customization. They want decals and customization to be more prominent throughout the game. So decals will eventually be in the shop, which is nice to hear, and it will be in more areas for the rewards throughout the games, and the devs want more players to have access to decals. And in addition to this, hopefully they said that they are looking to add older decals back into the game. They also want to be adding more decals with each update. They said around 6 to 9 per update. And they also said they're going to create groups of decals, which is interesting to see. On top of that, in terms of customization, the game's user interface will have new updates to show you when you have a new customization option, and more options will be naturally integrated throughout the UI and the game. In multiplayer, the UI will be updated to show off your choices, and the loading screens will show the opponents and decals a bit better for multiplayer, and the intro and outro cameras will show more cars, and they will actually let you use emojis when these screens are present, which is really nice because sometimes when there's a player waiting to connect, those intro and outro cameras, or at least the intro camera, can be pretty boring sometimes. So next up, we'll be discussing a bunch of multiplayer changes they're looking to make. Firstly, they are looking at splitting the World Series, so that's the multiplayer one. They're looking to split that into a sort of casual series and a competitive series instead of just one series. So the first series, which will be the casual one, and it'll be aimed more at new players with easy rewards and low tier rewards. So the example leagues for that would be from bronze to gold, for example. Now that second league will be where it's more for a competitive scene, and it'll be running for a longer period of time and aimed more at the competitive players. It'll have better cars, for example, cars from the Gold League to Legend League, and the rewards will be better, but of course they will be harder to get, and there would be, or could be, a set of rotating free try cars so you can still play in those leagues if you don't have the cars. Finally, a couple things regarding multiplayer. They might actually have time to work on the knockdown system to rework it, which is really awesome. They attempted to do it, I believe, last year, but the changes were not good, so they reverted it. Hopefully we'll see some changes soon for the knockdown system, because honestly that's one of the more frustrating parts of multiplayer in my opinion. And next, they are working on an open lobby system similar to the club race system, but it'll be open for anyone, so like your friends from other clubs can join. Now this is really awesome to hear because a lot of people have been requesting this system. And lastly, this section will cover things that they're trying to do for newer players. So they're trying to do a test right now where users at a low garage level have access to a special car hunt in order to get useful cars for progression. This test will be used to improve the system and make it more widely available in the future. Now they said, don't worry, the cars that'll be included in this system are very, very common cars, so if you're a veteran or you've been playing for a while, you don't need to worry about missing out on anything. Next up, I believe this was mentioned a couple times in previous developer chats, but the career mode is going to be reorganized so it's more linear from the beginning, and the rewards are going to be tweaked so it's more useful for other sections of the game, such as the limited events and multiplayer. And last but not least, the onboarding system is going to be redone over time, so that includes things like the prompts and the click-throughs, all of that stuff where you go into the game for the first time and it shows you all the different elements of the game. So I know that was a lot to cover in a short amount of time, but I'm glad that they sort of decided to do this grab bag of different topics so we could get a wide variety of things to talk about in this news video. And it's, you know, very exciting to see that they're working on all of this stuff instead of just more cars and more tracks. And hopefully this will all result in a more better streamlined gameplay experience. I'm looking forward especially to the multiplayer changes. That competitive season looks really nice and I'm looking forward to it. But of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more Asphalt, and I will see you guys later.